In this episode, we will explore how to design the pages for our main projects in an architectural portfolio. We will start with the first page, which should introduce the project with a picture and some text. Then we will discuss how to design diagrams, mood boards, and we will talk about the scales of each data that we are going to include in our portfolio. And also we will talk about how many pages should be dedicated to each project. Um, the first thing that catches the viewer's eyes at the start of any project in our portfolio is the introduction page that in this session we are going to work on. This page needs to be captivating enough to showcase a strong visual graphic that grabs the viewer's attention. Also, we may have some text accompanying the picture, providing a general overview of the project, and this introduction sets the stage for the detailed explanations that follow on the subsequent pages. This part always comes after content page that we talked about in the previous session. So let's begin with the proportions. When you want to design a portfolio page, you have to pay attention to the proportions. We recommend you to allocate 2/3 of the page to the main subject, which is the most important aspect, and reserve 1/3 for other data like text or writing or maybe some other valuable things. You can have horizontal or vertical divisions on your page. It depends on the idea that you are developing in your mind. So in order to make divisions, we should create some guidelines and then bring the project's picture in and I write down some description as an overview for this project, and all of this is how you can make an introduction page. Actually, this was a brief of how we create the first page. So now let's get into our design, and in this session we are going to work on part 1 of this session, which is creating an introduction page. And in other videos we will talk about how to put your renders, put your diagrams and plans and sections and all kinds of these materials for describing the project that you are representing. So now in this page I want to start and design an introduction page. So first of all, I need to make some divisions here. So I just bring, for example, this guideline here and another one here in order to divide my page into 3 parts. Try to make them equal as much as you can. For example, like this, I guess it's okay. So now you can choose to use the 2/3 on the right part or on the left part. Usually we do it on the right part, but it's not something that you think it's an obligation or something like that. You can design your own way, but in this session we are going to design it like putting the render here and some texts here. So let's see how it goes. I want to choose a project. For example, I go to our previous jobs for cvfolio and I go to Mr. Malik Hosseini and I go to portfolio, or actually data. These are the files that he sent us, and we had to organize all of them and turn them to his portfolio. So I go to, for example, a project like this one. I go to render, and as you can see, for this project I just have some renders and some general sentences that describes my whole project. So my job is to represent this project in a very nice level that actually says that it's a wonderful project and it should catch the viewer's attention. So now I have to select one of these renders. I go for example this one. Let's see how big it is. I think I chose this one when I was about to create this portfolio, so I choose it again. It's this, and I bring it to Illustrator. Okay, as you can see, it's too big. I have to resize it. But before continuing, I have to edit some colors from this. So I delete it and I go here, Control C, and I paste it here, Control V. Okay, and now I right click on it and I go to Photoshop. There's something that you should know about editing a picture for your introduction page, and that is you should not have many colors. So I have to edit this picture. Now I hit Ctrl J to make a copy from this layer, and now another one, because I want to make some mask and delete some colors and generally edit it. So when I'm on this layer, I go to Image Adjustment and I go to Black and White, make it whole black and white, and I can change some of this setting here, for example something like that, like this. I guess it's enough, it's okay, and now you have this black and white. So the next step is to make a mask and bring back some of these colors. So I go here and make a mask, and now by using a brush I will make some changes on this image. So if I draw something like this, you can see that the color comes back. I hit Ctrl Z and I go for this flow and I change it to, for example, 60, and the opacity to, for example, 90 or 89. It doesn't really matter. And right click here and change the size of your brush. Okay, and let's try how it goes. I guess it's very nice. It's really smooth, and it can show your project very proper. Okay, it doesn't talk too much, it's not so warm, it's not so cold, everything is balanced. And for example, for this part I don't want it, so I just change it to white again. Okay, I have my colors a little bit here on the windows. I like this reflections on the window, on the balconies. This tree here and another one here. Okay, that's good. And now I want to bring this to my portfolio, so I just export from it. I make the quality in a higher level and export it. I just have to resize it. So if you don't hold shift, you will see that the ratio is changing, but if you hold shift you can prevent that. And I will bring it to here. Okay, we can crop this image, so I go to crop image, it's okay, and now for example make it a little bit smaller, something like that. can change it again too, so I just hit apply and I bring it here. As you can see, we have this part, but I don't want to just cut it from here. I want it to be balanced, so I crop it something like this and this. Apply. Okay, it's good. Again, I have covered 2/3 of my page by this render that I have here. Okay. Another thing that we should put in this page is this column that we have here. So usually we bring a name and an overview and also a number that shows the number of our project in this portfolio. So I just go to text and I draw a boundary for here, change the side. I want to align it to left, and also we want a higher number for my fonts, so I increase this and I type, for example, 1. Okay, it's I guess in Persian or Arabic. I have to change the font, so I select it, another font like this one, ban script or something like that, and now I increase the font. We can put it on 200, for example. It's too much. 180 or 140. Yes, that's I guess okay. And I do this. Okay, I have to align this number to the upper part of this image, so I just bring another guideline and I put it here, and then I move it to this one. Okay, I bring it here. We can make it bigger, so I go for 160. That's okay. And now I have to put some overview for this project. So I again go for a text box. I bring it here, and I change the size of my font. For example, 70 is too much. 30, that's good, or even 26. Okay, and I type something for this project. Okay, now I have a description for my project, and now I have to make it look very wonderful. So I have to design this column, and we should put a name for this project. So I click on this and Ctrl C, Ctrl F, and I bring it here, double click on it, Ctrl A to choose all the text, and now write down the name of the project. For example, Elahiye office building. Something like that, and reduce the size of its boundary. Alright, now we have our name, but we have to put it somewhere that matches the whole idea of this page. So I, for example, put it here. It's not good. I put it here, and then I move all of this to this part. Okay, now I want to change the opacity of these two texts, so I go to properties and I go to opacity and change the opacity, for example, to this. Okay, or you can just change this one. I take it back to 100, it's okay, and the name is kinda in a contrast with this text, and I have to match the start point of this text with this one. If you see, I have this guideline here, but this text should be here. Okay, and the name of that can be here, or you can bring it to this part too. Okay. Now I want to put some lines here. For example, this one can be here with a little bit of stroke, and Ctrl C, Ctrl F, and I move the copy one here. Okay, and now I bring this here, and I go to some settings, and I change it to this. Now it's justified, it has some discipline, and also the start and end of this text is aligned with these lines. And I have to bring it a little bit down because I want to match it with this line. So here, Ctrl C, Ctrl F, and you can bring it down here. Okay, I don't want this guideline here and here, so I delete them, and now I have it. No more guidelines, so I just click them and delete. This is my introduction page. Okay, and I can just move it a little bit down. Okay, and change the opacity, for example, to here. Okay. This is one way of creating your introduction page. And as you can see, this distance here and here are not the same, so I just select all of them, and by using arrow keys I move it down. So this is our introduction page. So let's see how other ideas can be. For example, we go to this project that we did for this client, and I go for the portfolio file, and I go to final portfolio. This is a page of our introduction page for this project. You can see that we have used mask layer in the Photoshop, and we have some edited here. We have this background, and you have this number that has a minimum opacity, and it's in a shade of gray, and also we have the name here, the year here. For example, you can add a year. Ctrl C, Ctrl F. I bring it down. Double click, Ctrl A. For example, 2024. Okay, and I move it to this part, and I have it. And also, you can have a background for this number, but in this page that we have just designed, if you put more things, it's gonna be so crowded. The page will be filled with patterns, numbers, and text render. It shouldn't be so much, so we'll leave it like this. It's a good one. It's minimal, it's not confusing, and everything is so clear. You can understand every aspect of this project. So you have a nice view of this, you have you know, a whole image from your project, and you have the overview here. Let's say that this paragraph that we wrote here, it's just a sample. You can write anything that shows your project better. So maybe it's the area of your project, the site that it is located on, and also you can talk about something really unique about your project here. But just put that in your mind that this paragraph shouldn't be too much. You shouldn't fill whole this column with text, and you can even delete some of this one that we wrote here. For example, maybe you don't need all of those information on this page. You just write in 3 or 4 lines, and then you close it, and in other pages of the portfolio you can talk about it. So make it brief, make it simple, and make it clean. It's going to show a better version of your project to your audience. So it's like this. Let's see some samples that we created for this kind of project. So I go to Muhammad's project and I show you the pages. For example, this one, and these are the pages that we will talk about in the other videos about creating the main project. So it's another introduction page. This was a winner of a competition, so we put an icon here that shows that it has a winner prize. Another introduction page, another one. Let's see another page from another client. As you can see in this introduction page, we didn't use 2/3 of our dimensions for the render because the render was not in a mood that we use it for a 2/3 part. It's vertical and it's thin, so we used it like this, but we have used some patterns behind this and we matched it with this line here. Everything should has a discipline to represent you as a person who cares about the projects that he or she has done. So it's really important to align some parts of some of your shapes to your renders, to your text. As you can see, we have this paragraph here and we used it for the 2/3 dimension. And it's aligned to this background of our number. We have the name, we have the address here, and again we can take a look at another introduction page. So let's bring this one. So you can see that again the 2/3 of our dimensions is dedicated to our text, the name and the number, and 1/3 is to our project. So again we have this render here. We kind of aligned this background with these profiles we have here, and also this edge is aligned to this part of our text. So everything has discipline. Again, if I want to show you another project, I go to this one. So look at this. It has a horizontal division, and 2/3 of it is dedicated to this render, and 1/3 to the number and the text and the name. So it's depending on your own idea and your own project. Some of the projects maybe need to be designed like this, and some of them need to be designed like the other samples that we just reviewed. Look at this page. If you have a sense that it has too much color, you can just go to properties and decrease the opacity, and it will give your portfolio a personality that shows that you care about the colors, about the proportions, and you want to make everything so clear, so simple, and you want to show that what your project has to say, and you don't want distractive things in your project. So do some practice, and if you want, you can just send us your practices and we will give you some feedbacks on it. If you have a whole portfolio, you can just email it to us and we will review it, and we will say that what it needs to be improved, or even maybe your portfolio is perfect, so just we will just talk about the positive points of your projects, your portfolio, and we will show it as a sample on our page, on our YouTube channel. And in the next session we will talk about how to create diagrams, how to put your plans in your pages, and after that you can start your portfolios, and we will be thrilled to help you to improve your portfolio. Stay tuned for the next tutorial. We will see you there.